Hi, my name is Phil Gardner and welcome to Fun with Boxes. Well, today I'm rather excited to take a look at the brand new, only just delivered through my very front door, Kickstarter version of Race to the Raft, the new game from Frank West and his wonderful company, the City of Games. I'm really excited to take a look at this game as it's a follow-up to the fantastic Isle of Cats, which has been a smash hit with our gaming friends for quite some time. So, what is this game all about? I hear you all meow. Well, remember the Isle of Cats? Here's a quick reminder. Well, it's on fire. Oh no! Ouch! Oh, I'll put this down. And the armies of the evil Lord Vesh, damn him, have started harvesting it for resources. Don't you just hate it when evil people act so resourceful and evil? Yes, me too. A recent rescue attempt helped many of the island cats get to safety, but a few were left behind. Oh no, I hear you cry. With rumours of a raft on the other side of the island, the remaining cats have only one option left. What? Get an Uber? No, no Uber. Come on. No, they must race across the island to the raft. I'd completely forgotten the Race to the Raft is a cooperative game. A game where you must all work together as one team to get those cats onto the raft and save them from the fires raging across the island. Before we have a look at how the game plays, let's take a Fun with Boxes look at what you get inside this perfect Kickstarter Deluxe Edition box. We all need to help the cats who are lost in the smoke on the island and have no idea where to go to escape. We must help them find a safe path through to the raft by carefully placing pathway cards for them to follow. But each cat likes to run only through paths they like. So the blue cat will only run across blue parts of the tile, for example. However, as we help the cats by placing the paths, the fire is rapidly spreading across the island in various shapes, limiting our routes and options to safely get the cats to the waiting raft. How do we win? Well, we all win if we get every coloured cat safely onto the raft and away from the fires on the island. Hurrah! How do we lose? Well, let's not think about that, shall we? Look, this is an all or nothing adventure here, really. We save all the cats or, well, they toast and we lose, and we don't want that. No. I was not going to do a how to play segment as Frank himself has a number of videos that you can look at via his company's website or by searching on YouTube directly. I've watched them and they are really brilliant. I will put some links into the description below for you. I was not going to do a how to play, but I could not resist just a brief overview. So, on to setup. Setting up this game really could not be easier. The campaign book clearly shows you how to lay out the boards and where to place the cards, the cats, the fire and the raft. For example, let's set up the tutorial. Following the illustration for the tutorial, we place 2 large island tiles and 2 small island tiles, making sure we have the fire side on the left as indicated in the illustration. Next, we set up the raft card and then the location cards. Location card 3 for the blue cat, location card 5 for the green cat, and location card 7 for the white cat. Then we place all the fire cards on their indicated positions. Next, we place the cat figures on all visible starting spots on the location cards. Then we shuffle the 4 pathway decks separately and place them in face-down piles next to the island. Then we make sure we have all our fire tiles in the fire bag and place that next to the island. Then we're ready to play. Gameplay, an overview of a round of play. First, you draw cards. Each player draws 3 cards from the 4 pathway decks. There are 4 different pathway decks: the cross, square, circle and triangle, and you may take cards in any combination from any deck. The backs of each deck give you a quick overview of the likely chances to get a card with certain coloured paths. Here is an example. If we take a look at the circle deck, you can see from the back of the card that there is a higher chance of getting a card with multiple red or blue squares, with a smaller chance of yellow and green, but importantly, 0 chance of any purple squares. You may not look at the cards until you have drawn your 3 cards. If a deck runs out, you can no longer draw cards from it. It's worth noting at this point that there are rules around discussion between players. You can freely talk before drawing cards, but as soon as 1 card is drawn, all talking must end immediately until everyone has drawn 3 cards. Playing cards. You can play a card to add a pathway or play a card to move a cat. There is no turn order. It is up to the team to decide who plays a card. Again, there are some rules around discussion here. Once a player has been selected to play a card, all talking must stop. Once the card has been played, players may resume talking. Here are some important things to know about conversations in general. Your pathway cards are always kept secret, and you must not say anything that will allow any player to know what any part of your card looks like, or how many squares of a colour it has. You may, however, mention what colours are on the cards. For example, you could say, my card would be good for green, or my card is no good for blue, or my card contains some green and purple. Don't forget, you cannot say anything about the pattern or how many squares of a colour you have. One player can play multiple cards in a row so long as the team are happy for them to do so. Actions. Add a pathway. Place 1 card from your hand onto the play area following the placement rules. Then draw a fire tile from the bag and place that following the placement rules for the fire tiles. Pathway placement rules. Throughout the game, you will be placing pathway cards to build a route for the cats to get to the raft and escape. The cards must always sit within the edges of the island. This placement would not be allowed, for example. They must line up with the squares on the island and can be rotated to any orientation. They can fully or partially overlap previously placed cards, but they cannot overlap fire tiles nor any part of the raft, and they cannot overlap any square containing a cat, obviously, because that would just be awkward for you and the cat. And they cannot go under any existing cards. The fire tiles are straightforward. They need to be placed immediately adjacent to existing fire so that at least 1 square is touching 1 square of existing fire. And you can rotate or flip the tiles before placing them. Move a cat. Discard 1 card from your hand. If the cat is already exhausted, you need to discard 2 cards instead. The discarded cards form a disaster pile and should be placed face up in the centre of the table in a way that you can keep an eye on the number of cards in the pile. Then you move the cat any number of spaces, including over cats, along their favoured coloured path, the path matching the cat's colour. As soon as you stop moving, if the cat was not already exhausted, it now becomes exhausted and you lay it down for a little rest. Check the disaster pile. If the disaster pile has 4 or more cards in it, then draw a fire tile and place it. Resting. Once all players have played all their cards as a team, you can stand up any exhausted cats and start a new round. That's a quick overview on how the basic game plays. As you play through the game, more rules are added and changes made, with the game getting progressively more difficult to solve and win. I say solve as the game quickly becomes a puzzle of sorts. Just how are you going to get the cats to the raft, especially if you have to get them in a specific order? The game comes with a campaign book with 81 scenarios. Yes, 81. Each scenario offering you a unique puzzle for you to solve. And there are 12 campaigns in total. You'll need to start with the tutorial campaign and things are going to quickly build up from there. The Race to the Raft Kickstarter edition comes with a number of new campaigns, including advanced and expert campaigns. It comes with 4 special island boards, large printed meeples, 6 objective tokens and 10 hybrid fire tiles to add to your bag if you are crazy enough to want the game to be more challenging. I have the Deluxe Kickstarter edition, which also comes with some lovely cat miniatures. Well, there you go. That's Race to the Raft. I do hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. Please consider subscribing and giving it a thumbs up. That would be awesome. So until next time, thanks for watching and please take care.